When you have those days where you feel so contracted, where the news or your health or the behavior of a friend, whatever it is that influences you to draw you into this state where you can only see that one issue, that one problem, that one project in front of you. This practice was inspired by an event that occurred that I couldn't seem to get my head out of. I just became so contracted in my thinking, also in my own physical body. So what do you do when that occurs? One of my strategies is to take a walk in nature. Yet another even simpler one is to focus on the breath and to come to the mat and do a practice. So this practice is about going from that feeling of contraction to a feeling of expansion. And we'll be using blocks if you like to use them, and a blanket, because at the end we'll really want to open the upper chest in Savasana, in the resting pose. For some people, they like a lot of movement to get their mind free. You know, runners often say this: if I just go out and do some sprints, then the thoughts dissolve. For some of us, a nice slow, steady pace works a little bit better, and this will be that, a slow, steady pace with a longer Savasana. We'll begin standing. Stand at the top of the mat, close your eyes, spread your fingers, spread your toes. Draw your thumbs back and your baby fingers forward as a way to really open the upper chest. Now with your eyes bright, reach your arms up. Take your hands down to the mat with your knees bent. Step yourself back to all fours position. In all fours position, draw your pelvis back toward your heels. Release your head. Inhale, lift up to all fours. And just draw your pelvis slightly down, bend your elbows. With your toes tucked under, draw your pelvis back. Keep your hands nice and wide apart, your elbows lifted. Inhale, all fours, to drop your pelvis down. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, a slight back bend. Inhale. Now exhale long. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Now drop your pelvis. 2 more. Come to tabletop position again. In tabletop position, reach your right leg back. Tuck your right toes under. Draw your right knee in toward your heart. Reach it out. Draw it in. Reach it out. Tuck your chin as you draw the knee in and reach out. Release down. Draw your left knee in. Reach out. If your wrists are getting a little tired, just come down to your forearms. Draw in. Reach out. Release your left knee down. Step your right foot right between your hands. Draw the pelvis down. Take your hands right above your knee. Lengthen the side body. Reach your left arm up. Allow the breath to expand your left side ribs as you reach your left hand toward the right side. Release your hands down. Come to tabletop position. Step your left foot forward. Take your hands above the knee. Draw deeper into the pose. Reach your right arm up. Reach your right arm over to the left side. Release your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Pedal your legs, bend your right knee. Reach your left heel down. Straighten your right, bend your left. Reach your right heel down. Bend both knees. Lift your sit bones up. Get a nice curve in the low back and stretch out from the pelvis to the heels. Reach. Create length all the way from your heart to the pelvis, pelvis to the heels. Walk your hands back to your feet. With your knees bent, place your hands right above your knees. Draw your heart forward. Lift your sit bones. Look in toward your heart. Inhale. Move the spine. Exhale. Move out any feeling of contraction. Inhale. The brightness in the length of the inhale just creates just a little bit more energy as you then continue to move the spine. One more. Walk your hands toward the front of the mat. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Place your hands to your low back. Rise up. Tadasana. Just stand tall. Breathe in deep. And out long. Breathe in to feel this expansion from the pelvis to the fingertips, out through the crown of the head. Release your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot back. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand to the low back and twist. Reach your left arm up and over. Release your hand down. Step your back foot forward. Place your hands to your low back. Rise up. Reach up. Expand so fully. Take your hands wide apart to open upper chest. Exhale, take your hands to the mat and step your left foot back. Keep your left hand where it is. Take your right hand to your low back. Reach your right arm up. Reach your right arm over your head. Enjoy the length to the side body. Release your hand. Step your back foot forward. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. Stand in Tadasana again. With bright eyes, sweep your arms up and a little bit further back. Exhale. Take your hands to the floor. Step back to tabletop position again. In tabletop position with your toes tucked under, draw back. Inhale, draw forward. This time, lift your knees up and draw down. In fingertip top position, hug your elbows in, rise up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Reach your right arm forward. Roll over. Rest on your right side. Bend your knees. Draw your left knee in. And slowly make your way back to your belly. So as you do, you roll over. With your right hand extended, draw your left foot back to open nicely. Soften down. Use your inhale strength to rise up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reach your left arm forward. Roll over. Rest your head on your left arm. Bend your knees. Take your right hand to the top of the ankle, or the top of the foot. Lower yourself back to your belly. Engage your right foot. Reach your right foot back. Lift up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release your foot. Place your hands back alongside your ribs. Bend your knees. Engage your feet by spreading your toes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release your feet down. Come to all fours position. Take your knees wide apart. Draw your pelvis back toward your heels. Keep your hands extended, your elbows lifted. Breathe in deep. Out long. Breathe in deep. Out long. Breathe in deep and out long. Walk your hands over to the right. Stack your left hand on top of the right. Reach your left hand a little bit taller than the right. Draw your left sit bone back. Expand the side body. Come back to the center position. Feel the difference. Now even it out. Take your hands over to the left side. Stack your right palm on top of the left. Reach your right hand slightly taller than the left hand. Anchor your right sit bone back. Breathe in deep and out long. Shift back to the center position. Enjoy the length to the right and left sides. Place your elbows down, elbows slightly narrower than your shoulders are. Take your hands in a prayer position and lift your hands up. Allow your head to release right between the upper arms. Take your thumbs back more. Press firmly. Elbows draw in toward your armpits. The arms are engaged. You're helping to open the shoulders nicely. Now release your hands down. Come to all fours position. In all fours position, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Walk your hands at the diagonal. Draw your right hip back. Reach your right fingers a little bit taller if possible to stretch through that side that's a little bit less expansive. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Align your left knee over the ankle. And go for the expansion of the side ankle stretch. With the left hand reaching just a little bit taller. To get the ribs that are in the inside of the stance a little bit longer. Step your hands back. Step your foot back. Back to tabletop position, where you'll come forward and lower yourself to the mat. Fingertip top position again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, soften. Come to all fours position. In all fours position, take your right knee right between your hands. For some of us whose knee flexibility allows it, you can take your right knee toward your right hand. Stack your palms and press your forehead on the stacked palms. Breathe in deep. And breathe out long. Now lift yourself up. Come back to all fours position. Step your left knee forward. Walk your right knee back. Come down to stack your hands and press your forehead on the stacked hands. We're working on a lot of hip flexion here. You want to just stay in the pose. Stay with a steady breath. Come back to all fours position. With the knees hip distance apart, draw your shoulders forward, lower yourself down to the mat again. Come to fingertip top position, rise up and soften down. Inhale, lift up through mostly the strength of the back body. Exhale, arms not doing that much work here. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, soften. Bend both knees. You can reach back and hold on to your feet if that works for you, or keep your hands right on the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, soften. If you do have a hold of your left foot, free your right and reach your arm forward and roll over to your right side. Reach your left foot back. If you don't have a hold of it, just do a nice thigh stretch in a way that works for you. And come back to your belly. Reach your hand back. Grab your foot if you wish. Rise up. Release down. Reach your left arm forward. Keep holding on to the right. Roll over. And reach your right foot back. Get a nice thigh stretch. Come back to your belly. And again, reach back, rise up, and release down. Come to downward facing dog, true. Tabletop position. Lift up. Reach your right leg up for another Thigh stretch, bend your right knee. Open up. Release your right foot down. Lift your left. Bend your left knee. Open up. Release your left foot down. Step your right foot right between your hands. Park your back heel with your right knee slightly bent. Reach your arms up. Take your hands wide apart. Get this nice fullness in the pose, nice full expression in the pose. Release your hands down. Step your right foot back. Look forward. Step your left foot forward. Park your back heel with your left knee bent. Reach up. Virabhadrasana, number 1. It's nice fullness in the pose. Release your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Come to your knees and come to sit with your feet to the left side with your hand planted. Reach your left arm up and over and back. Lift up and over and back. Those of you that want a little bit more energetic quality to this, then come towards straight legs. Rise up and come down. Shift back to downward facing dog. Come to all fours position again. And draw your feet over to the left side. With your left hand down, reach your arm up and over as you lift your pelvis up and come down. Reach the arm up and over and come down. Again, lift up and come down. So we've done several back bends in this practice to really open up. So let's try it back bend in the same form that we've been working on, Ustrasana. If your knees need a little padding for this, then grab a blanket or a towel. With your toes tucked under, lift yourself up into a kneeling position. Take hold of your head with your right hand, just at the top of the neck. Cradle the head in the palm of your hand. Reach back and lift up. Do that with your left hand. With the hand to the back of the neck, lengthen as if lifting up the head. Reach your head back. Open your chest and rise up. And again, take your right hand to the back of your head. Get that lengthening quality. Reach your left hand back to your heel. Open the chest nicely. And rise up. Take your left hand to your head. Get that length for a nice thigh stretch as you reach your right hand back. Get this nice opening to the upper chest, the whole front side of the body. And rise up. If you'd like to try it now that you've supported the head and neck, if you'd like to try it with your hands to the heels, and go ahead, or just keep the action of cradling the head. And come out of whatever pose you're in and come to a seated pose. Cross your legs. If you need a little elevation, grab a towel or a blanket. Take your left hand to the side. Take your right hand and do that same action we just did in camel pose in Ustrasana. See if you can create more length in the neck. Reach your right elbow over. Then free your hand and just get this nice length. Your left hand is very engaged. It's pressing to get the right sit bone more firmly planted. Lift up. Left hand to the head. Lift the back of the neck up. Reach over with the right hand and enjoy the length here. Press through the right hand to get the left sit bone firmly planted. Rise up. Cross your legs the opposite way. Press the baby toe side of the feet. Take your left hand in fingertip top position. Take your right hand to your head. Press your head back. Bend your left elbow. Go deeper. Press so that you get the right sit bone down. Reach over. Rise up. Left hand to the neck. Right hand, fingertip tops. Draw over. Bend your elbow. Press firmly. Press your head back. Reach. Rise up. Take your legs in a pinwheel form with the right shin in front, the arch of the right foot right at the left knee pushing into the arch. Twist. Just turn to the right and bow. Just bend your elbows. You're keeping your arms active, the shoulder blades hugging in. Rise up. Now to the opposite side. Draw over toward the left side and draw down. Very slight movement on this side. Rise up. Come to the opposite side in the pinwheel, where the left arch of the foot is pressing into the right knee. Get tall. Twist, turn toward the left side. Bow in. Inhale, rise up. Twist over toward your feet and draw just as much as you can into a forward bend. And rise up. Come to Badha Konasana with your feet together. Lift your chest. Draw your heart slightly forward. Not too deep. We want to keep the spine as elongated as possible. Rise up. we'll come to the same form as we lie down. And I'd like you to find a rolled blanket to lie on. With the support of the rolled blanket, and you'll have to customize it to find out what works for your body today. Place your feet together in that same form we were in. Draw your spine onto the blanket. And if your blanket is just a little bit short and you don't have enough support for your head like mine is, just create a nice comfortable posture for your head. So you've got this feeling of lift in the upper back. Your feet are together in Badha Konasana. You're reflecting on your breath in this nice open hip pose where the shoulders are drawing in toward each other. Upper back has a nice lift to it. It settles you into the pose for Savasana so easily. You can stretch your legs as you're ready, or keep them there if you wish. Have your feet nice and wide apart. Yoga enables us to go from those contracted feelings to expansiveness. Allow this pose to take you into that feeling of expansiveness. Breathe in deep and out long. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Where we move from contractedness to expansiveness. Enjoy your Shavasana. Namaste.